Hi guys, welcome back to this series. I hope you're really enjoying this series because you really need to get out. This is a skill that takes some practice. It also takes some leg strength and some balance. My balance is kind of, my legs are not as strong as they used to, and so it also takes some stamina. If you're going to hunt like this is not a lazy man's way to hunt. You need to make sure that you do some physical training. All right, like some of the videos I showed you, and there are some exercises for this, but this will wear you out, especially if you're dealing with the elements too, being cold and stuff like that. And so you also need to make sure your energy intake and your water intake is good when you go hunt like this, okay? And I always carry plenty of good high energy foods for the hunt, and I'll talk some more about that maybe in the next video. But our verse, remember, it's been Romans 1:20. I've gone over and over in that verse, and so you've heard me use that verse about how God has revealed himself through the world of creation, his eternal power and his divine nature. So let's talk specifically about one thing about the world of creation, in that he's revealed himself through his great detail. All right, his great detail. Everything in creation is of utmost detail, to the point where there's no two things exactly alike. No two things, no two people, no two humans, even twins. I married, my wife is a twin, and her sister look a lot alike, but they are not exactly alike in the way they look, okay? And even two leaves, this is a chestnut oak leaf. There are no two chestnut leaves exactly like in the whole world. Everything is has great detail, okay? And just like you and just like me, we're created unique, and that's not just pie in the sky. That's what the Word of God teaches us, and it's in that detail that we see God's character in his nature, and we see just the incredible hand of God in the world of creation. All right, now these next elements in our learning to stalk and still hunt are really cool, and they're more mind. It's a mindset more than anything when you're hunting. All right. Most of the time when people go into the woods, because we are the dominant predator in most parts of the United States of America, we tend to go through the woods like that. We're not really worried too much about anything bothering us. But when you're stalking and still hunting, if you will have a mindset to hunt and move like you're the animal being hunted, okay? Now I know that's pretty radical, but what I mean is, if you're moving through an area, if you will move from cover to cover, in other words, instead of just being in the wide open, because that's the easiest place to travel, is in the wide open. If you, instead of traveling a straight line, you may want to move, all right, from this cover area, like a nice big tree, and then when you get there and you observe for a while, the next tree may be 10 yards to the right, and you move to that area, okay? And what you're doing is you're moving like you're the animal that's being hunted in such a way that you're sticking to cover. Now, at the same time that you're sticking to cover, try to stick to the shade. Instead of, when you stop, don't stop in the direct sunlight. Try to go from shade to shade. All right, because when you're in the shade, you're not near as obvious, okay, if you're in the shade than if you're out in the direct sunlight. And a lot of our clothes, depending on how they're made, they reflect light, okay, and so they'll draw attention. And a lot of times I see deer on a sunny hillside, because they like to, on a cold morning, get on a sunny hillside, and I'll see their coats reflecting the light, and that's how I pick up on them. All right. Okay, so hunt like you're being hunted, cover to cover, stay with the shade. Let's see what else I need to say about that. Okay, move in such a way and look in such a way that you're looking for the hardest deer to see, and that would be the bedded deer. All right, so if you keep that in mind, I'm going to hunt this area, but I'm hunting so hard and I'm looking and focusing and I'm studying so hard that I'm going to see the bedded deer. So they may not be bedded, but if you're hunting the bedded deer, I guarantee you'll see the deer that's moving and feeding. All right, if you're looking for the bedded deer, the hardest deer to see to me is the bedded deer. The ones that's moving, they're easy to see. All right, even the ones that are feeding with their head down, they're a little harder, especially if they're facing away. But the bedded deer, if you hunt where you're looking for the bedded deer, you'll see the other deer. Okay, so that's a mindset too. And along with that, if you move, keep this in mind, this is a game of inches, especially in the eastern woodlands. It's a game of inches. If I move 6 feet, then I have 6 more feet in front of me, out in front of me, that I can see and that I can cover. And I've also, here's where a pair of good binoculars come in. If you could get you some good binoculars and carry those, and like I said, you're trying to see those animals. You're trying to see them before they see you, and by being able to look way out, you'll be able to spot them before they spot you. All right, so that's the next video. Get back with me. I got to talk about some more things that you must take in consideration in trying to put all this together in order to have a successful time in the woods.